Will Smith. Did you hear that story? Will Smith. Remember that guy? Yeah, he came out and just said that anybody supporting Donald Trump, that is collective insanity. Let's talk about that. I mean, you're going to tell me, Will Smith now, the Will Smith, you're going to tell me that if you're supporting Trump, that you're engaged in collective insanity. And I want to say that, like, I heard enough about this story that he was like defending like Rosie O'Donnell or something like that from whenever Trump called her fat or something. I don't know. But I mean, apparently that's what you do whenever you've become irrelevant and you need attention is Trump. Trump is the guy that's going to get the eyeballs back on your career, I guess. But I remember this shouldn't be this way, because I remember there was a time when like Will Smith was the guy. Remember that? Like universally loved. He was the Fresh Prince, Independence Day, he saved the world. Men in Black. He was the cool uncle, right? He was the guy that showed up at the barbecue in the brand new car but still played basketball with the kids. Like, that's the way I think about Will Smith. Man, he had it all. I mean, he's got the charm, the movies, he had the music, I guess, I think, like back in the day. I mean, this is getting jiggy with it. Apparently his wife was getting jiggy with it too. But he's going to tell you that you're engaged in collective insanity. I mean, somewhere along the way, the Fresh Prince's life went from a feel-good sitcom to a long-running HBO drama written by the same guy who did Game of Thrones. I mean, it's confusing, it's overly emotional, and full of characters you didn't ask for. Have you looked at his family? He's going to tell you that you are engaged in collective insanity? I mean, let's look at the co-stars of this real-life series. You got Jada, his wife. Jada been in Hollywood a long time. And you look at this whole world that he lives in, and I'm like, you're going to say this is collective insanity? And so what's your response to him? Listen, in the past few years, his own wife's become less of an actress and more of a one-woman public relations hurricane, a queen of dropping life-altering bombshells in the calmest voice imaginable. Like, I was praying for Will at one point. I was like, somebody got to rescue him from this woman. Had an entanglement, is what she called it, with her son's friend while they were figuring things out. Figuring things out? Honey, that ain't a Hallmark card. That's a Maury Povich episode. You cucked your husband. But your husband going to tell us we're collectively insane? You got Will sitting there at the red table talk looking like he's watching a loved one dismantle his IKEA bookshelf without instructions. Man got a look in his eyes that says, blink twice if you need help. I think the man needed help. Talk about insanity. But he just nods along like he's in a hostage negotiation, and the kidnapper just asks if he's enjoying the coffee. Give us a safe word, Will. I mean, you want to talk about an emotional firing squad for this dude. I mean, he goes up and he slaps Chris Rock, gets banished from the Oscars. Don't even get me started on the kids. I don't like picking on kids. Don't let me, but the Smith kids? No. They're on their own little journey to Mars. Now, again, you want to know my response to this. You want to tell me that I'm collective insanity here. You got Jaden out there tweeting like he's a philosopher trapped in the body of a teenager who just discovered what the Wi-Fi is. Stuff like the more time you spend awake, the more time you're awake. Thanks, bro. Thanks, Confucius. And then you got Willow releasing songs that sound more like they were written on the back of a napkin during a past life regression therapy session. Look at my boy Zeke Arkham. NYPD, shout out. Zeke said, as a Trump supporter, I disagree with your definition of collective insanity. My definition of that term would be having a wife who unrepentantly announced to you and the entire world that she was getting her cheeks clapped by a man half her age and said it was just an entanglement. Meanwhile, you sat there with the crying Jordan face while your Nosferatu-looking wife implied she'd do it again. That's Zeke's way of saying she's bald. He said, my definition of the term is having two sons having a son who looks, acts, and sounds legitimately crazy. Even Kanye's like, bruh, chill. My definition of that term is making rap songs past your prime in order to try to be relevant against summertime, and getting jiggy with it ain't paying those bills like they used to, huh? So yeah, why don't you stay in your lane, Oogums? No hugs. Cucks don't get hugs, Zeke. And he said, P.S., I wish you'd come slap me. I mean, they're trying to compete for the most enlightened sounding family member while saying nothing that makes any sense. That's the deal, right? I mean, the Fresh Prince. But that's what they do every time. That's what they do every single time. Keep my wife's name out your mouth. Look at him. Where you going, Will? Come on, man. You became irrelevant. That's what happened. You got embarrassed. You got banned from the Oscars. Your career is basically over. And now, you got to come at Trump. You got to come at Trump because you said, oh, well, he referred to Rosie as a fat pig. Come on, dude. It's old news. Old news. Listen, collective insanity. Look in the mirror, brother. Look in the mirror. And, be happy Chris Rock didn't sue your pants off, okay? Listen, I'm telling you, every time the dust settles, you got to come back out with some more of this stuff. I mean, you've been separated from your wife for 7 years, even in the middle of the whole slap episode from the deal. Listen, she's over there cucking you with her. Come on, Will. Dude, I'm pleading with you. This is insanity. But I want everybody watching this, everybody that can hear this, I want you to understand, this is the takeaway. When the career's washed up, when it's all done, when you've gone the way of Rosie O'Donnell or you've gone the way of whatever the comedian that holds a head up and nobody cares about what you got to say anymore, they always have to go after Trump because Trump is the kingmaker. Trump is the guy. Trump is the ultimate strategic dysfunction that you can go after, and you have PR by means of chaos. And it works because the more you talk about him, one, the more his brand goes up. You never complain about his successes. You never can talk about his successes. You never complain about his failures because they're not there. You just don't like his personality. And whenever you can't stand on your ideas or ideals, you can't have that discussion or that debate. You got to go after him critically. That's the problem. That's the problem. So you guys can keep drifting further into that spiritual realm that you're living in. But down here on terra firma, we're going to look at some things that work. You don't have to go dig up old things that Trump has said to try to make yourself relevant again. These people in Hollywood, they've mastered the art of staying relevant, not through making good films or music, not through, what, by calling us insane? The people that made you rich? We're the collective insanity? Really? Listen, man. You're a tabloid at this point, Will. You're a tabloid. I feel sorry for you. Deep down, we all know the truth. We all keep watching for the fallout because it's going to keep coming because you live in an insane world, dude. And of all people, if anyone knows how to call out insanity because they see it, it should be you, Will, because you've been living with it in your own home in Beverly Hills. Folks, make sure that you are tuned in to the Chad Prather Show, Monday through Thursday, 2 o'clock, 1 Central. And click like, click subscribe, click share, and pray for Will Smith. Man, that boy, he's a dadgum mess. Getting jiggy with it. I don't even know how that song goes. I'm out. I love y'all. God bless.